Signing into Bloom's Academy. Let's talk about the nature of management. In the last previous classes, we discussed mainly two elements. The first one is characteristics of management. The second one is objectives of management. And in this class, we will discuss the nature of management. I explained characteristics of management, but I didn't explain nature of management. And the nature and characteristics are like similar features, but characteristics and nature is different. Characteristics means it will perform like this, but nature means what is the characteristic of management. That means characteristic means features, but nature means swabhava. What is the quality? Characteristics means features, but nature means swabhava. What we call opinion or opinions or meanings or what are the concepts or how it will work or how it will perform. That is nature of management. And in this class, we will discuss the nature of management. So before going into the nature of management, we should know the meaning of two words. The first one is art, the second one is science. First one is art, second one is science. So we all know that there are three combinations of college: art, science and commerce. And the three combinations are different from these two concepts, art and science. And the arts is not similar to art, and science is not similar to science. But we have similar meaning for art and science. Just we can go through the meaning of art. What is the meaning of art? Art means simply skillful and personal application of existing knowledge. But science, it is a systematic body of knowledge. Systematic body of knowledge that will explain the general truths. It explains general truths. Are you getting? So I will go through by explaining the meaning of art and the meaning of science. Just art means it is skillful and personal application of existing knowledge. There is no new knowledge, there is no new thing, there is no new information, but there is a new way of application, there is a new way of adaptation. That is called art. Art means whatever the information we have, whatever the knowledge we have, whatever the content we have, that content we have to use in a skillful manner and personalized manner of application of the existing knowledge for the purpose of achieving objectives. Are you getting? Art means skillful and personal application of existing knowledge for the purpose of achieving desired results. And for achieving the desired results, we need three things. One is study. Second one is observation. And third, creativity. Art means it is skillful and personal application of existing knowledge. For what reason? For achieving the desired results, for achieving the desired objectives, and for knowing the art, for learning the art, we should have three qualities. One is study, observation, and creativity. Study, observation, and creativity. And the second one is science. Science is a systematic body of knowledge. It explains the general truths. Everyone knows that ಭೂಮಿ ಗುಂಡಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಚಪ್ಪಟೆಯಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಭೂಮಿ ಗುಂಡಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಅದು ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು? ಥ್ರೂ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಅರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು? ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಿತವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ದ ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಸ್. ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಸ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಒಂದು ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಆರ್ 2 into 2 = 4 ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್. ಆರ್ a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. ಯಾಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್. This truth is applicable in America or India or Africa. ಅದೆಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋದ್ರು ಹಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು, ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ every country. It is not different from one country to another country. That is the reason science is systematic of body of knowledge. It explains the general truths. It explains the general truths. Are you clear? Art means skillful personal application of existing knowledge. Further, what is the reason to getting personal and skillful application of knowledge means only for achieving the desired results. And for achieving that art, we need study, observation, and creativity. But it is not like that. Science is a systematic body of knowledge. There is a, why we are calling systematic body of knowledge means there is a cause and effect. If any person is doing one work means there is a cause, and after doing that work there is an effect. That is the reason they are calling systematic body of knowledge. It explains the general truths, which the person who cannot oppose these general truths. So if there is one formula means a plus b whole square means a square plus b square plus 2ab. No one can oppose because it is systematic knowledge and it will explain the general truths or law of operations. That is the reason art and science are different, and art and science are different from the combination which are having art, science, and commerce. Art means is different, science means it is different. So why I am explaining this art and science in this class means because the nature of management is related to art and science. Because management sometimes act like a art, management sometimes will act like a science, and management act like a profession. We will discuss that concept, the management as a profession, in the next class. But in this class, we will only focus on how the management will act as an art, how the management will act as a science. Shall we go? In that, the first one, before going to the why it is management is art, we have to know the features of management. We have to know the features of management. What are the features? The first feature of art is existence of theoretical knowledge. Second one is personalized application. Third one is based on practice and creativity. based on practice and creativity. So we know the meaning of art. Art means skillful and personal application of existing knowledge for the purpose of achieving results. It requires study, observation and creativity. Now we will go through the features of art. The first feature is existence of theoretical knowledge. Second one is personalized application. Third one is based on practice and creativity. The first one is existence of theoretical knowledge. So any art, so we can call art means dance, or singing, or fighting, or acting, or speaking. These are the examples for art. Example for art means maybe it may be dance, it may be singing, it may be fighting, it may be speaking, or it may be acting, whatever may be. These are examples for art. And for dance, there is a literature. For learning Kuchipudi, we have different type of books. Literature is books. For learning Bharatanatyam, we have different type of books. For learning other type of dance, Western dances, we have different type of books. So, just reading. Second one is singing. For how to sing or how to play a song or how to sing a song, there are number of literatures, number of books. And third one, for knowing the acting or for learning the acting, there are number of books. For speaking, for effectively speaking in the conferences or public speeches, public places, we have to learn speeches from the books. So, for getting the art, for becoming art, there is one requirement. That requirement is presupposed knowledge. Presupposed knowledge. That means, if we should call it as art, means that art should have proper literature. Presupposed knowledge. That means, if there is a Bharatanatyam, means there is a books how to perform that Bharatanatyam. If there is a Kuchipudi, means there are number of literature books. If we have to act, means there are number of books which explains how to act. If we have to sing, means we have different type of books for how to sing. If we have music, means we have different type of books for playing the music. So that if we should call it as art, if we have to call it as art, means it should require existence of theoretical knowledge. That art should have theoretical knowledge. If there is no theoretical knowledge, means definitely we cannot call it as art. If we have to call it art, means that art should require existence of theoretical knowledge. That means there should be literature. Are you getting? Are you clear? That is the first feature of art. The second one is personalized application. So everyone observed or everyone aware, there is, if we see two dancers in the same platform or same pavement, we cannot observe the two dancers in the same way, or the dancers cannot dance in same way. If we observe two singers in the same platform, same time, but we cannot aware if they are playing same, if they are singing in the same manner. And also the singers cannot play, the singer cannot sing in the same manner. And there are two types of speakers. There are two speakers in the platform or pavement. They cannot deliver the same the speeches in the same manner. That means every person is different from another person. Every speaker, or in the two speakers, one speaker is different and another speaker is different. One dancer is different, another dancer is different. One singer is different, another singer is different. Means the art means it is not universal. The art is not common for everyone. It is based on personal application. It's based on personal application. If I am having the skills of dance, means I will dance in my own way. If anyone having the dance skills, he will dance in his own way. Or in the same manner, singing also, acting also, or speech also. So same like our teaching, that all the persons cannot teach in the same manner. each and every person having their own unique style. That is the reason, if we can call it as art, means that art should require personalized application. That art should require personalized application, means that art I can applicable in my own manner, and another person or one more person will applicable for in his own manner, or someone, if he know art, means he will perform in his own manner. So the skills or the art cannot play in a proper manner. Everyone play the art with his own manner, not in equal manner. That is called personal application. The first feature is existence of theoretical knowledge. Second one is personalized application, and third one is based on practice and creativity. Yes, the art we cannot perform without practice and creativity. So if I want to become a dancer, means it is impossible. If I want to become a singer, means it is impossible. For becoming the dancer, for becoming the singer, that requires practice. Without practice, no one can perform art activities. Maybe the science activities anyone can perform, but the art activities no one can perform without practice. With anything, that we dance, we need practice. For singing, there is essential of practice. For speech, for giving speeches, we should have practice. So without practice, we cannot execute our art. Without practice, we cannot deliver our art. So for calling art, that art should require practice and creativity. So after practice, we can adopt, or we can add some more creativity for executing some more excitement in the organization, some more excitement to the audience. So, but there is a necessity of practice and creativity. So that art means that is skillful and personal application of existing knowledge for the purpose of achieving the results. The same manner, it is having three characteristics. One is existence of theoretical knowledge, means for calling art we should have proper theoretical knowledge. Means books, we should have books. Second one is that is not similar for every person. It is different from one person to another person. I cannot explore my activity, my art from another person. Same I cannot make. Same I cannot deliver, because I am is different and another person is different. And third one is for calling art, there is a more requirement is practice, because without practice we cannot execute our dance. Without practice we cannot deliver our activities. So that for calling art, there is a necessity of three features. One is existence of theoretical knowledge, personalized application, and based on practice and creativity. And these are the three essential for art, for calling art. If there is no three features, means definitely we cannot call it as an art. These are the three features of art. And next we will go for science. We already discussed the meaning of science. Science is a systematic body of knowledge. It explains the general truth or operations of laws which are necessary for the society, which are necessary for the environment. And science also having three features. First one is systematic body of knowledge. Principles based on experiments. Universal validity. What is the meaning of science? Science is a systematic body of knowledge that explains the general truths or operation of laws. So we all know that plus into plus, plus, minus into minus, plus, plus into minus, minus, and minus into plus, minus. What is this? This is a universal truth of mathematics. We cannot change this formula. We cannot change this method in other country or in other people. So it is equal for, it is similar for, it is same for Indian people or American people or Italian people. That is the reason it is a general truth or operation of laws, because it is a systematic body of knowledge. It is called science. Science is a systematic body of knowledge. It explains the general truths. It explains the general truths. If we fall down an apple from tree to ground, means automatically it will fall to ground because of gravitational force. We cannot change our gravitational force from India to America, India to Italy, India to Australia, because that is universal truth, or it is operation of law. We cannot change the 2 into 2 is equal to 4 in the other case. The 2 into 2 is 4 in India, 2 into 2, 4 into in Africa or Australia. That is similar, that is same for all the countries, all the persons. That is the reason we are telling it is a systematic body of knowledge based on experiments, systematic body of knowledge that explains general truths or general information. And what are the features of science? The first feature of science is systematic body of knowledge. Systematic body of knowledge. Why we are calling systematic body of knowledge means, if the principles are definitely should have the 2 aspects. One is cause, another one is effect. Anything you can observe or you can get. If any activity means, if we are doing any activity means, definitely there is a cause. If we are coming for college means, there is a cause. That is, if we are coming for college means, definitely there is a effect. If we are working in our home means, definitely there is a cause and effect. Means, if there is a knowledge means, if we are doing any activity means, that activity requires 2 things. One is cause, another one is effect. And in the science experiments or scientific investigations or scientific matters, definitely there is a 2 aspects. One is cause and effect. It is systematic of body of knowledge means, we cannot change this system into another place. It is scientifically proved, scientifically accepted principles. That is the reason we are calling science. Maybe in the art, maybe if a person is dancing means, there is no scientific systematic concept, because that is art. Anyone can do any type of dance at any time, but there is no science. If it is science means, I also perform same the others perform. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನೋ ಸೇಮ್ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಆಪಲ್ ಹಣ್ಣು ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೀಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮರಗಳು ಹಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರಣ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, exact science. It is called systematic body of knowledge, because there is a cause and effect relationship. And scientific principles or scientific elements are not propounded by a single day or single person or single movement or single experiment. They are based on experiments. We all know that Graham Bell succeed after failure of 101 failures. After attempting 101 failures. That means the scientific principles or scientific elements are not based on a single movement, not based on some people, or not based on single movements. It is based on experiments, doing the number of experiments, doing sequential experiments and getting a proper results. After getting a proper results, that is science. Scientific principles. Science, why we are calling science means, this is systematic body of knowledge. And these are not propounded in a day, propounded in a night, propounded in a single moment. It is propounded, they are adopted number of experiments. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದಿನ ಮಿಷಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದು ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷದ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಗಲು ಅನ್ನೋದು ದುಡಿದು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. Science is based on experiments. For calling, definitely there is an experiment. And it is universally valid. Universal validity. Why we are calling universal validity means already said to you. That is A plus B whole square formula. It is common to all the nations, all the people, all type of religions, all type of castes, all type of persons. If I am Indian, I am only using A plus B whole square, the formula is A square plus B square plus 2AB. It is not right. The same formula we are using in the American education system. The same formula we are using in African education system. The same formula we are using in China's education system. That means the principles, the experiments, the activities which we are performing, that principles are universally valid. Universally valid. Yes, we know the tables. That is 2 ones are 2, 20 ones are. But the 2 ones are what we are learned in the India. That tables are also useful in the American education system or American system. That tables are also required in Chinese education system. That tables are valid for African education system. That is the reason the experiments, the activities, the principles which are coming through science, that principles are universally valid, universally applicable. These are the features of art and science. Art means skillful and personalized application of existing knowledge. For what reason? For achieving the objectives of organization. But it requires study, observation and creativity. And here science, it is a systematic body of knowledge which explains what it will explain, the general truths, samanya satyagalu. General truths means Surya ಪೂರ್ವದಲ್ಲೇ ಹುಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗ್ತಾರೆ. It is general truth. How it came to know? Because of science. And the principles of science is first one is systematic body of knowledge based on experiments and universal validity. That is the reason. These are the essential features for calling as a science. It is art and science. Any doubts? This is about the features of art and science. And next we will go for how the management will act like an art, how the management will act like a science. Are clear about the features and the features of science, features of art and the features of science. Thank you.